FBI agents have raided and searched the home of President Trump's former national security advisor, John Bolton. Reports say the search was ordered to determine if Mr. Bolton had illegally shared or possessed classified information. John Bolton worked for President Trump in his first term, but has since become one of his most outspoken critics. Well, this is the scene live outside the house in the Washington suburb of Bethesda. In a statement, the FBI said it was conducting court-authorised activity in the area. In the last hour or so, the Deputy Director of the FBI, Dan Bongino, posted on X, "Public corruption will not be tolerated," and he reposted an earlier post by the Director of the FBI, Kash Patel, who'd said, "No one is above the law, FBI agents on a mission." Let's go live to the White House and our North America correspondent Bernd de Boosman. But we've seen also activity outside John Bolton's Washington office. Just tell us what we know.
Well, so far we can say that at least partially these searches, both at John Bolton's office here in Washington and at his home in Bethesda, Maryland, which is about half an hour away, are at least in part about the handling of classified documents. Now, we don't have more details than that, but this is an issue that's been ongoing for quite some time. In the past, John Bolton wrote a book which was subject to a lawsuit by the Department of Justice, which accused him of mishandling classified information about his time here at the White House in 2018 and 2019. That lawsuit was subsequently dropped, but he's still very much been in the sights of the administration and President Trump in particular.
And what have we actually seen FBI officials doing today?
Well, at his house in Maryland, the area has been quite cordoned off, but we have seen images of FBI agents removing boxes from his house. Now, what's in those boxes, we don't quite know yet. But at the moment, at least, we know that he's not been charged with anything or detained in any way. But we're looking for more clarity on that later today.
And has he commented at all yet?
He so far hasn't commented. We, the BBC and other US media outlets have reached out to him, but he's so far been quiet. But I can tell you that even as the search was taking place, he was posting on X about other unrelated matters. He was posting about the war in Ukraine. He's been very critical in the last few days over the Trump administration's handling of the war in Ukraine, and he kept that up this morning, saying that he thinks many of these negotiations are because Donald Trump wants a Nobel Peace Prize. He didn't comment directly on the search or even allude to it so far today.
And the US Attorney General Pam Bondi has also been posting saying America's safety isn't negotiable, justice will be pursued always. Has there been any wider political comment or reaction as yet?
Not quite yet. I think Washington is still very much waking up to this news. But in the past, there has been quite a lot of concern that Bolton and other figures, many of whom were in the first Trump administration, would be kind of targeted by the administration, which sees them as critics. Kash Patel, the now FBI director, specifically listed Bolton as one of the members of the quote-unquote deep state that he has repeatedly said he hopes to clean out from Washington. But there's been very little kind of direct comment from them other than those posts that you mentioned. And there's been very little reaction so far. But I think over the course of the day, we'll be seeing a lot of reaction, both from supporters and critics of President Trump about this search at Bolton's house.
Yeah, and if there is concern that this is politically motivated, I mean, does John Bolton have any legal options to stop this?
Well, at the moment, it's not really clear where things could go legally, as Bolton hasn't been formally charged with anything. This administration has made a point, though, that they would kind of seek out people they see as endangering national security by, for example, mishandling documents, or people who are whistleblowers, for example, which has been subject to some legal challenge. But at the moment, it's still quite too early to say exactly what the next steps are here legally. But one suspects that if there are charges down the line or a further investigation, then John Bolton would, who's been extremely critical of this administration, would defend himself in court as much as possible.
Bernd de Boosman, thank you very much. We'll stay up to date, of course, with you. And there is a live page up and running on all the latest. That's on the BBC News website and app. And there's some of the images there of the FBI agents carrying boxes at the house and offices of John Bolton.